Boulevard. The evacuation plan for next Sunday is to be in addition to the trips to Manzanar originally scheduled by Army trucks for next Monday and Tuesday. The Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday dates are April 26, 27, and 28. So we're still a little bit concerned about the published dates of April the 25th. In the last article, the Venice Vanguard reports that during the 3-day evacuation period at the Venice station, it is expected that more than 1,000 Japanese will be removed to either the Santa Anita Assembly Center or to the Owens Valley Reception Center in Manzanar. So we think we have the correct corner. Then there was a study, 2-volume study published by the National Park Service. And in volume 2 of the Evacuation and Relocation of Persons of Japanese Ancestry During World War II, a historical study of the Manzanar War Relocation Center, in the appendix, I found this identification. These are exclusion dates in chronological order, and identifies 3 dates, actually 1 date, 4/28/42, all going to Manzanar from Santa Monica, West LA, and San Fernando Valley, which totals over 3,000 people. Because it doesn't identify the dates that we're concerned with, April 25th, 26th, and 27th, I decided I might have to read Volume 1. So I scanned Volume 1 and found under Chapter 7, Early Days at Manzanar, that the Army selected the Manzanar site to serve as the first reception or relocation center for Japanese evacuees in early March 1942. On pages 190 and 191, we discovered that a lot of the information that this report used came from the Manzanar Free Press, the camp's newspaper prepared and written by camp evacuees that began publication on April 11, 1942. Now, the Manzanar Free Press also reports that Japanese Americans volunteered to be evacuated early to Manzanar to help build the camp. On March 21st, 84 came by bus. March 22nd, 6 came by car. On March the 23rd, 710 Japanese Americans came in a caravan of about 240 cars escorted by the U.S. Army. In a detail, it says that the Japanese Americans had to make sure that their tanks were filled with gasoline, the tires and a spare were in good shape, and that they were prepared to buy their own gasoline en route. It's about 300 miles to drive to Manzanar. On pages 192 and 184 of this report, it reports that on Wednesday, April the 1st, the first load of families to join the volunteer workers already at Manzanar came by a special train. So there was a lot of different evacuations in the month of April. And then the newspaper reports that on April the 25th, they observed that 3,000 newcomers in the next 3 days would come from Santa Monica Bay Area, Sawtell in West Los Angeles, and the Burbank and Glendale districts of the San Fernando Valley. So here's another mystery. We're not sure why the Venice Historical Society book and the Free Venice Beachhead would date their photograph April the 25th. So that's another mystery. Venice and Lincoln today looks like this. It's a very broad corner. The historic building is still there. There's a car wash there. And it looks like there's enough space to build a monument that wouldn't impede traffic, wouldn't trip bicyclists or people in wheelchairs. And there's a lot of foot traffic. One of the students who spoke at the meeting on Saturday, September 11th, recommended that this monument be placed at this site because of the foot traffic, the bus waiting, the bus stops, and the tremendous car traffic. So it would be something that would be seen by people. And this is how wide it's not just a typical corner, it's a very, very wide corner. Now, at this meeting, we also discussed what should the Japanese American memorial marker look like. This is the memorial at the Santa Anita racetrack that commemorates its use as an assembly center while the Manzanar concentration camp was being built. And this is a plaque on a wall that commemorates the Manzanar War Relocation Authority camp. Here's a text of the Santa Anita marker. And here's a text of the Manzanar Memorial marker, which is much more succinct. This is the text of the proposed plaque language for the northwest corner of Venice and Lincoln, and it's probably too long and needs editing. Now we're talking also about the cost of this kind of plaque. The Myrtle statue was rededicated at Venice High School on April the 10th, 2010, and they do have a bronze plaque mounted on a concrete base. They also have a lovely statue, and they have a paver, like a paver garden of major donors. That whole complex cost over $200,000. Now we looked at the Bainbridge Island Japanese American Exclusion Memorial. They also have a plaque. They also have a structure. They also have a walkway, a bridge, and they're planning a story wall. And all of this costs a lot of money, not only to build but also to maintain. It was interesting to us that the Bainbridge Island Japanese American Exclusion Memorial qualified for the Japanese American Confinement Sites Preservation. It's a grants program that is administered by the National Park Service. And on initial investigation, we were told that the Japanese American Memorial marker on the northwest corner of Venice and Lincoln would not qualify because it wasn't a confinement site. But Bainbridge Island is not a confinement site either. It was a place where people gathered to be evacuated from. Supporters on record include Bill Rosendahl, the city councilman from District 11, the Free Venice Beachhead, Venice Peace and Freedom Party, Venice Arts Council, Beyond Baroque, Venice Honganji Buddhist Temple, Venice Japanese American Community Center, Japanese American Citizens League, Venice Culver Chapter, the Nikkei Student Union at UCLA, Venice High School New Media Academy students, the Social Public Art Resource Center, Venice Town Council, Venice Historical Society, and the Venice Community Housing Council. Oh, these are the people on the committee. On March the 24th, at the behest of Emily Winters, we started meeting. This is Suzanne Thompson of the Venice Arts Council, Fred Hoshiyama of the Venice Culver JACL, Don Gagan, one of the publishers of the Free Venice Beachhead, and Emily Winters, also the Venice Arts Council. On April the 20th, we expanded our committee membership to include Suzanne, Alice Steck of the Peace and Freedom Party, Phyllis Hayashibara from Venice High School, Yosh Tomita. He was 5 years old when he was evacuated from the northwest corner of Venice and Lincoln. Sam Shimaguchi, who is also active in the raising of the funds for the memorials to the Japanese American veterans who died in World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War in Little Tokyo. And Arnold Maeda, who was 15 or 16 at the time of his evacuation from the northwest corner of Venice and Lincoln to Manzanar. Fred Hoshiyama, he's from San Francisco, so he remembers going to the Tan Fran racetrack for his assembly center, and Jim Smith of the Free Venice Beachhead. We went to the Venice Neighborhood Council Board meeting on June 15th, and Scott is the student who originally brought the Free Venice Beachhead to me in April 2009, but Rosendahl was there, Yosh Tumita, Arnold Maeda made his presentation, Emily Winters, and I was there. Additional committee members include Mark Salvatierra of the Venice Historical Society and Nikki Gilbert of the Venice High School Alumni Association. We're asking people at the meeting on Saturday the 11th what they could do. They could ask their organizations to write letters of support to the Public Works Committee, attend the Public Works Committee meeting. We're not sure when this issue will be raised, either October 6th or the 20th. Maybe help edit the plaque wording, suggest a design for the marker, write a check or host a fundraiser, help us apply for the NPS confinement grant, and or be interviewed for the archive. We're particularly interested in internees of Manzanar who lined up at the northwest corner of Lincoln and Venice Boulevards.